Welcome back to Breakfast with Bob. My name is Bob Babbitt. We're here at the ITU World Triathlon Championships. The Paratriathlon is actually, for the first time, going to be in Rio in the Paralympics. We're very, very excited about that. We're brought to you by Epson. We're airing on triathlete.com. My next guest, Amy Dixon. Amy, how the heck are you?
I'm fantastic. I'm excited to be here.
So you'll be competing in your second World Championship,
Yes.
8th last time around.
Yep.
But you're coming off a big win at Edmonton.
Yep.
And your division is your sight impaired,
Yep.
correct?
Yep.
Tell us a little bit in terms of what can you see?
I've got just enough vision to get me in trouble.
Okay.
You don't want me wandering around a parking lot by myself. I use a guide dog to navigate, and when I'm not using my guide dog Elvis, I use a cane.
Right.
So I've got about a little less than 5% of vision. So it's like looking through a pinhole if you were looking through a doorknob.
Yes.
Just through a key. Everything is black around the periphery, but I can see right in the middle of
Right
that
in the
hole.
center of it.
Yep. So I use a guide to compete, run, bike, and swim.
Right.
They're tethered to me on the swim and also on the run, and then on the bike we do a tandem.
I'm imagining the hardest part about this is finding a guide, finding
Yeah.
someone who's fast enough
Yeah.
and who's going to be patient enough.
Yeah, they put up with me.
Exactly. That's what I was going to say.
Exactly. It's the biggest challenge is handling a tandem bike is like driving a tractor trailer. It's it doesn't corner like a single bike, so having good bike handling skills is really important. And then they need to be about 15% faster on the run to be able and swim to be able to communicate to me throughout the swim and the run, turning left, turning right, pothole.
Right.
We're passing somebody. I need you to kick. All those things that they need to give me feedback on the course.
So when you're swimming, you actually have like a tether between you?
Yes, I do. It's 1 meter long. It's a bungee cord that goes around our waist
Yes.
over the wetsuit. And if I feel myself getting pulled a little bit, it means I'm too far away from her. Or if I get an elbow in the face, it means I'm probably on top of her and I better move out of the way.
How much verbal communication is there throughout the day? Because most people who are in the racing aren't really talking much. They're saving air.
Quite a bit. I mean, from her mostly. She's basically giving me feedback on what's going on in front of me,
Right.
behind me, from moment to moment, my pace, things like that. She's really good at keeping me, keeping my splits going and pushing me. Verbal communication is really important. The more we race together, the less we need to communicate verbally because we can it can be a touch of an elbow,
Right.
And that just comes with time.
Growing up, when did you get this eye condition?
When I was in college, when I was at the University of Connecticut studying pharmacy of all things, I started losing my sight. Everything started strobing and flashing.
Yeah.
And I had a sinus infection a few weeks prior, and that triggered an autoimmune condition that attacked my retina and caused me to lose my vision very quickly.
So it was one of those things that no foreshadowing, just sort of happened.
Nope. And my sister has lupus, so there's definitely some sort of autoimmune thing in my
Yeah.
family that's hereditary.
What was the toughest part?
Giving up my driver's license, honestly.
Yes.
That
is independence.
Yeah, I lived in the suburbs. I didn't know anything about public transportation. I didn't know what that looked like or future looked like
Yeah.
in that way. And I used to race cars, SCCA racing.
You did?
Yeah, I like fast things. Now I get to ride fast bikes.
Right.
Yes. So I used to compete with horses. So I really liked cars. I like horses. I like bikes. So now I get to bike instead. But giving up my driver's license and giving up that autonomy was really challenging.
Now you're one of the best in the world, right?
It's crazy.
Ranked 5th in the world.
Crazy. I
Ranked
know.
5th in the world.
It's nuts.
To get into the sport of triathlon, was triathlon almost like, oh my God, this is so special for me?
It was amazing. It gave me, I not only felt that I was able to do things, but I was able to do things well again.
That's a really good point.
That I could excel at something that actually involved being physical. I have a lot of friends who are visually impaired, and you go to the grocery store and some people walk up to you and like, good for you for leaving the house today, and you go, are you kidding me? Like, I run, bike, and swim for a living. This is what I like. I can definitely grocery shop by myself.
I can handle a cart.
Right? Yeah, I can do the cart.
I drove a race car. I can handle a cart.
Right. So it's really cool to be able to go and show your stuff out on the course and be just considered an equal athlete to able-bodied athletes. You don't feel any different when you're out there on the course, which is really, really cool. People cheering you on. And yes, I think it's great that it's brought a lot of new athletes into the sport to say, hey, if she can do it, I can too. Whatever motivates you to get off the couch, I think it's fantastic. And I started out, I was 63 pounds heavier 2 years ago.
Were you really?
Yeah, I was going through chemotherapy and steroids for my autoimmune condition
Yes.
to slow down the progress of my eye disease. And I remember that I used to love swimming in college, and in high school I was a swimmer. and got back in the pool, started doing some really slow, painful laps, and then started riding a spin bike when nobody was looking because I was the fat chick in the spin room, and with my guide dog tied up in the
fat chick who can't see much with her dog.
Right, the fat blind chick on the spin bike. And then I started jogging, holding on to the sides of the treadmill, and a woman through Team Red, White, and Blue, a veterans nonprofit, saw me on Facebook, said, hey, you're running, biking, and swimming indoors. Do you ever think about taking it to the road? I'm like, that's crazy. Blind people can't do triathlons. And she goes, no, seriously, it's becoming a Paralympic sport. You should check it out. And she goes, I'll guide you. So
this is 2 years ago.
Yeah.
So she volunteered to guide you.
Yeah, she guided me for my first race. It was a local sprint try, and enough to get some attention from USA Triathlon, and the rest is history. I just got faster, and here I am.
So you've also been at our San Diego Triathlon
Yes,
Challenge.
which is the best day in triathlon ever, ever. I will never miss it. I will literally clear my schedule for the rest of my life.
What was it about that weekend?
Oh my God, seeing the kids. I think honestly, it's the kids just pull at your heartstring. You know, you've got these 5-year-old kids that are double amputees in wheelchairs, throwing footballs, you know, doing relay races, and then, you know, hopping on Meredith Kessler's back and doing the swim. And you're going, yeah, this is what it's all about. This is like, these kids are being shown what they can do, not what they can't do, from a very young age. And to be part of that and to be able to show them, yes, you can do this too. You can do this at 5 years old. You can do it at 50 years old. It doesn't matter. It's really cool.
What would the message be if you do make the paratriathlon? I mean, like I said, 2 years ago you were the fat chick, the fat blind chick with her dog on the spin bike when nobody was looking, and then 2 years later you could be, or 3 years later you could be in Rio in the paratriathlon for the first time, right?
If the fat blind chick can do it, anybody can do it.
That's a T-shirt.
That's a T-shirt. Was fat and blind, now just blind.
Now just fast.
No, fast and blind.
Yes.
But I mean, literally, I couldn't imagine running a 7-minute pace if I was being chased, and you know, so like to be able to run that.
Are you running 7-minute pace?
Yeah, we're a little faster than that now.
Wow.
A little faster. Hoping to be faster tomorrow.
And I have you have a guide.
Yeah,
I
have a guide who's even faster than that. She's, you know, she qualified for Kona in her very first Ironman, so she's a rock star guide. Lauren Strickton. She's an amazing athlete. So she's gonna guide me and scream at me throughout the course and get me angry and get me in that zone to hopefully get a win tomorrow. We'll see.
So I know McKeely Jones is pacing an Australian.
I know. We got some hot guides out there.
You do. And McKeely was saying that her goal was basically to make her athlete puke.
Yeah.
Which she did.
Which is pretty much, which I was threatened with too by my guide. She goes, if you can talk, that means you can go harder. So she's like, I shouldn't hear you talk all day. I'm like, uh-oh. It'll be the first time in my life I shut up, I guess.
So how do you make the Olympic team?
So it's a very complicated algorithm, but there was a Rio test event a month ago. If you won there, that would secure your spot or give you a provisional spot, and then you have to secure it by having a medal finish here. And then there's going to be, you have to win a WPE, an ITU race, which I've done. So that gets me one step closer. Medaling here tomorrow would make it even better. And then Continental Championships is going to be in the spring at some point. Medaling there, which is I medaled there last year, so I have a good shot this year. And finally, there's one yet to be announced race that's going to be in the spring. That's going to be an ITU race.
Probably in Australia.
Be super fun. I'd love to go to Australia, go hug some kangaroos, and we'll see how that goes.
Amy, thanks so much for taking time.
Thank you. I'm so excited you're here and part of the CAF family. It's just awesome.
Wonderful. Again, my name is Bob Babbitt. We are at the ITU World Triathlon Championship in beautiful Chicago, the hometown of Melissa Stockwell, who we'll be talking to very shortly. We are brought to you by Epson. We are airing on triathlete.com. Hold on, everyone. We will be right back.